What's up, Pirates? Wraith here with Awaken TCG, and today we have the One Piece card game offline regional. It was a test event in Oviedo, Florida, and so here we have a Sakamir. Unfortunately, people don't really enjoy the Sakamirs, but we have a very good match on our hands, and so we're gonna go ahead and up this quality right away. We have Henry P versus Ethan G, both on Saka.
The 5-drop
Let me mute this
supernova.
so we
that,
can commentate over it. Henry, a really good friend of mine. Ethan, also a really good friend of mine. So this was definitely a crazy finals. A lot of good players top eighted in this event. Finally, we're starting to see, a top eight that's more consistent to what we're usually used to seeing. So we have, Nicky Goldman, Jonas, Chris Sock, right? Some of these big high profile players that consistently top, making it up there again. And I know Jonas went back to back. So he went top eight last week, top eight this week. So shout out to him. He is the GOAT. And here we have Sir Stingy. Ethan, an amazing player. Has honestly been on Saka this whole set, if I recall. And so he's definitely deserving of this finals match. He has definitely been grinding nonstop. So very basic turn one for Henry. Discards a Hina, draws one. We have a Searcher on Ethan's side, so he's going to play the Tashigi. See what he's going to grab here. He's going to grab a Helmeppo. So if you don't already have one in hand, it's pretty good. It's a 1k counter, and then on your Moria turns, you can always, just have it ready in the trash. And then he has a double Tashigi start, which is pretty insane. This can set up his mid game or his late game, depending on what his hand is looking like. So he grabs an Ice Age there. That is a late game piece that you need to clear your opponent's Moria. And so he also grabbed a, what was the other card he grabbed? I'm blanking out. Oh, the Meppo. Okay, so he's just going to go ahead and leader effect the Meppo, draw one. Cycling a lot of cards there, seeing what's on the bottom of his deck, seeing, what in that top 30 after, searching, could he see a little more often? Which is a lot of good information. You know exactly what you're bottoming. You know what you're more likely to hit. So, and then a double Tashigi start is just crazy. Just having those bodies right, and then Henry no search turn two. That hurts. So no search turn one, just leader effect. Swing 8 turn two leader effect feels really bad in my opinion. I think on a deck like Sakazuki, you need to have these searchers out just so when your opponent plays something, you have that Hound Blaze play to be able to, get that second swing in, right? Because sometimes it feels really bad. And so there's the Kuzan. Now, if the Sakazuki here has the brand new out, okay, this is a perfect moment. Great Eruption, Hound Blaze, swing 6, swing 7. But, I mean, the issue is he doesn't. So now he has to get rid of this Kuzan. Probably bottom decking it. It looks like Ethan's here debating if he wants to leader effect or not. Let's see what he does. Okay, so he does. He pitches a Virgo, draws one, and passes turn. So very standard for going second. Very standard. Turn 1 search, turn 2 Kuzan. You can always play a Borsellino there if you run it. But that's very standard there. So his lines are definitely what they should be. Henry on the other side, you don't want to pass leader effect, swing 8 leader effect, pass. Like, that feels really bad. I can see he has the Morias. He finds the stage, which is good, which is really good. That means he's online. And then he Mirakumas. And then is he going to... Oh, he has 2 down left. Does he have a brand new? He is going to swing 7. Okay. So very aggressive on his end. Sakazuki in the mirror, I think, has no issue going down to, 2 life relatively early on, especially if one swing is an 8K, right? And the other's a 6 if you don't know 2K. Finds a Hound Blaze, plays his first Searcher. Tashigi finally hits the board for Henry. A little late in my opinion. I mean, a lot later than what we would normally want to see. We probably want to see that Tashigi or that brand new hit that board turn 1, turn 2. So, maybe just didn't have the right hand or starting hand. I didn't see if they mulliganed or not, but it probably came down to that, right? So he's gonna go Houndblaze the Tashigi, swing 5, which is not a bad play, right? Keep that board clear, allowing your opponent not to have a Houndblaze play, right? They can Houndblaze, but they just won't have that, that follow up swing with one of their weenie units. So he blocks a 2K, takes one of the hits, drops another Kuzan. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. So Henry's going to 7 Don here. If he has the Borsalino, it is the time to play. I'm not sure if stage lists actually run the Borsalino, the 7 drop. So if he has that, that's definitely the play. If he doesn't, I'm not too sure what he could do on 7 Don. I'm not too familiar with the best 7 Dom play is for Sakazuki when it comes down to clearing a body. But he does have Rebecca Hina in hand and Houndblaze. So, Rebecca Hina, Houndblaze, the Kuzan swing, can you grab a 2K? He doesn't have a 2K to grab, but he can grab another Hina. Rebecca Hina, Houndblaze, swing 9 at lead, put him down to 1, get aggressive, he can't Moria this turn. He has a Kuzan, but that doesn't really do him any good. I don't know if I like this. Yeah. I mean, he establishes his own Kuzan. But I definitely don't like that play. I don't like that play at all. I think the Moria comes down and just clears the Kuzan. And then you have a whole board that you have to, worry about on 9 Don, which, I mean, he probably has the resources. He doesn't even have a KO on the board. He has a Suru Reducer, but he has no Lucci in trash. While Ethan does. So, or I don't know if it's in trash, but I know it's in his hand at least. So he can, leader effect pitch, play 8. So gives him a 1K. Does he have the Moria? He does have the Moria. So, I think it's just a no-brainer. Does he have he has the Meppo in trash from turn 1. So, yeah, I think here his play is to just tap 8, play the Moria, or leader effect, Lucci, play the Moria, Lucci, Meppo, KO that Kuzan. Because then Henry has to have an Ice Age. And can he even clear both? So he has a Suru, leader effect, and Sakazuki, which is 5. So he can go Ice Age, boom, leader effect, Suru. So yeah, he could. Oh, so he doesn't opt to actually play the Moria, which is interesting. So he decides to go wide here. I guess saving the Moria for a counter Moria, in my opinion. So he does have another Lucci in trash. The best the Moria can do here is clear that Rob Lucci and that Hina. But again, no KO power from the board or from the trash for that Moria to be active, which hurts. Do you ever just, play the Moria for value? In a situation like this, you're at 2 life. What does your hand look like? Do you have a lot of counter? He has a Houndblaze and some Hinas. Do you have a Hina in there? So, we'll see what happens. Probably going 5 at the Hina. -1 on the Lucci. Or 5 life, -1 on the Lucci is probably what we're going to see here. Because I'm not sure what else Ethan has in hand, but he could have definitely just played the Moria. KO'd the Kuzan. And then had this Rebecca Hina Lucci play for the next turn. So yeah, he's going to Moria anyway. Just doesn't have, that great of a play. That was probably... So if Ethan plays the Moria that previous turn, this is probably Henry's follow-up turn, right? Either this or like try to KO the Moria, which feels really bad. Right? Because what would he would have to like Meppo 1-2 and Meppo is 5. Yeah, so you'd have to throw in a Suru in there and then Houndblaze it. But then Ethan would have still, these two bodies. And it would force Henry to actually bottom it because it would be way too much pressure to just leave it up. So now Ethan is in control, I think. Honestly, the first couple turns definitely solidified this lead that Ethan has. Just no searcher from Henry. No searcher and 2 turns in a row. No searchers. Not until turn 3 where he actually had a Houndblaze Kuzan with no effect in order to get rid of that Kuzan. So I mean he's in a good position here. Just pressure life. Get rid of this Moria. Can he get rid of both? He has the Meppo and the Lucci. I think he just needs an Ice Age, right? Does he? Oh, he has the Ice Age. Yeah, so you just Ice Age of the Moria. Lucci Meppo, the Kuzan. You're done. Which is nasty. Very nasty. He has the counterplay, and so I think you kind of just win from here. There's no other option, honestly. You kind of just win from here. So yeah, and he's taking a 7K. He had 4 cards in hand, I think. So this is a completely one-sided match. But like I said, again, the beginning of this match definitely has a lot to say. Where Ethan goes double Tashigi start on turn 1 for 2 Dawn, and Henry goes pass. Just attach Dawn swing. So that Ice Age was got turn 1. That Meppo and Trash that's being used turn 1, right? So like these pieces that we're now seeing were set up from the very first turn. Like Henry has no Lucci in hand, or I don't know if he does now, but he has no Lucci in Trash. He can't even KO anything with his Morias, although he has 2 Morias. Look at what's happening. There goes the first one. Look at this board state. He has way too much to overcome in order to make this, worth it. So you can do the Moria, the perfect Moria turn. Bottom deck Lucci, bottom deck Moria with sword. But then you have to swing into a body Hina for 5K. You just counter that out. And then you kind of just lose the game. So, I wish this was a better match. Henry kind of just didn't have what he needed early on. We saw, 2 Morias in the start, which could be helpful, but you got to get there first, which he definitely did not. No searches for 2 turns hurts because your mid game you really want to just trade back and forth with your opponent. 6 Dawn, Rebecca Hina Lucci, or Rebecca Hina Houndblaze, right? 7 Dawn. Something similar. You can do like Hina, Lucci, or even just do the Rebecca Hina Houndblaze back. But yeah, now we're seeing him kind of just like in this stuck position. 2 Morias, a Virgo, not really much like what he actually can do. His best option, probably Moria, bring out the Rebecca. It's just a lost cause, I think. He can't really clear anything. He can Houndblaze a Lucci and swing at a Lucci and then, then play the Moria. But it feels really bad here in this situation. So this game should probably be over very, very soon. And then I'm sure I'm confident there was only 8 rounds for this regional. So this should be the finals. But yeah, it's looking very, one-sided, which is unfortunate, but sometimes that happens. I think we still saw a good deal of how, the engine on this deck runs. Sakazuki just being so consistent with, that cycle every single turn. And then, the amount of searchers this deck has is disgusting. You kind of just find what you need when you need it, 1 down for Tashigi, give me my Ice Age. But yeah, this is a brutal match. And then I do want to say one thing. I was supposed to have the Luffy locals video up today. I apologize. I do not. I was recording. My phone died. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing a half case tournament on stream. So you guys didn't know that one. So I'm going to be on stream tomorrow. I'm going to stream the whole thing. And then afterwards, if I have time, I'm going to go to a Sunday locals. I think it's a box tourney. But it's just going to depend on when this first tournament ends. So I'm going to rush over there, record it, come back. But I definitely owe you guys that one. So I'll play it at locals next week if I have to. And we'll give you guys 2 videos. Okay, so he finally does the Moria, Rebecca, Meppo, which was what I was saying. Okay, so he goes Meppo, Hina to actually Houndblaze a Moria. So that feels really good. Puts it on leader. He's going to swing into a Lucci for 8. I think you count up how many cards are in Henry's hand. It looks like 4. And then you probably just, protect the Lucci. Okay, so he actually goes for the Hina, which is smart because if he has a 2 and a 1, you just save that Lucci all day and you just win the game, right? Especially if Ethan has that Houndblaze. And even now, I think you could just do some math with Houndblaze. I think you kind of just win the game. But I'm not sure if he has a reducer in hand. So he has another Moria. He has another Moria for sure. And the Eruption. Oh, he had an Eruption. Okay, so that is game. I think you can just do some math here. Yeah, Houndblaze swing 9. And then, you're kind of forced to take. And then you just, slam. No, I think you just slam it. Yeah. Oh, 2 2s hurts. Yeah, that should be game. Ooh-wee. Wow, that is insane. Okay, well, there we have our winner. Ethan G, winner of the Oviedo test event. Shout out to him. I'll have his Twitter down below in the link in the description if you guys can go give him a follow. Such a nice guy, super cool person. And yeah, I'm upset I didn't top last week, so I wasn't actually able to make it. Back this week. I should have been in Florida. I got 35th. I went X2. It is what it is. I'm not Jonas. But yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys so much for watching. I finally have confirmation for my giveaway boxes. They should be here next week. So I will probably have a stream and we will give those away on stream so you guys can see us pulling the winners. We only ended up getting 5 boxes, unfortunately, not the 6. So we're gonna give away those 5. And then we have a bunch of good content coming out. A lot of new stuff with the EB coming out next week. A lot of online tournaments. So a lot of, streams are coming soon. So stay tuned for that. And then Jeopardy, I will have that ready for you guys sometime this next coming month. I initially had it planned with some people. It was hard to figure out a time to make it work. And then we kind of just let the ball drop. We just kind of dropped the ball on that. So we're getting a new set of people. It's basically almost done, so we just got to set up a time. We're going to record when we can and try to ship that out to you guys. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this finals. It has been a pleasure. Like this video, comment down below, subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Pressure